You did, because we will be talking about technology tonight and All the World's a Stage, and of course we have our good friend Michelle Bloss, and we are going to be talking about the UOG Theater Company's latest production. But first, let's go talk on some technical, as FCA Marianas Chapter President Commander Martin Sable and Secretary Victoria Foreman are here, and we are going to talk about the three-day 2014 FCA Marianas TechNet. Commander, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, always a pleasure to have you. And Victoria, very nice to see you half a day.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so Commander, we'll start with you because last time we talked about some of the topics that will be discussed in terms of the procurement, relative to the vendors. Very, very impressive track there. But let's talk about maybe some of the other technical concepts that are going to happen now, because Guam is trying to be on the up and up with technology, and everybody's always trying to ramp up their skills. And how modern are those talks that are going to be relative to what's happening in technology right now?
Well, they'll be very relevant. We have several speakers from industry and from government that will be speaking there. One in particular on Thursday is going to be Miss Cindy Moran with the DISA, which is the Defense Information Systems Agency Network Services Director, a pretty high-level government official who's speaking. She's going to be VTCing in on Thursday morning, so we're looking forward to that. But we also have some of the local commanders from NCT, NICTAMS, and from the 36th Space Wing that will be speaking also, the Comm Squadron. The actual event starts on Tuesday evening. Well, we start registration right on Tuesday afternoon.
Yes, with setups with the vendors.
Setups with the vendors, and then Tuesday evening we have a nice social that's going to be down at the Beach Bar and Grill. And then we start our 2 days of events right there at the Hyatt Regency. And with all kinds of classes. How many classes again?
Over 21 classes.
Well, let's go over some of the major ones right now, because you guys were actually showing me the agenda. I know there's like IP6 is on the docket, which is really, really good, and
yes.
I expect that to be very good, because Guam's actually got a pretty thriving networking community.
Yes, it's
Everybody
actually,
needs to get into that.
Yes, it's actually in conjunction with a nonprofit organization called AppNet. They're huge actually in this side of the world, and they're the ones that actually give out IP addresses. So there are 2 sessions that they're actually doing on both days. IPv6 and network security. So there's a whole conglomerate of actual courses that are being given, from LTE cell site testing to spectrum analyzing, to copper testing on DSL, to fiber characterization, enterprise 2 testing and 1 testing. So there's a slew of things that people can kind of take away from our symposium and actually use it in their day-to-day lives too as well.
Will there also be maybe 1 or 2 presenters from local industry? Because like with the cell stuff, maybe involve like some of the carriers or anything like that.
Actually, they're all kind of involved here. Actually,
Excellent.
One of our largest sponsors is Docomo, and they've had a huge hand in actually helping AppNet come over to our symposiums too. And in conjunction with them, we've arranged several classes with St. Thomas and UOG. So they'll be coming in and doing some courses on like website design, whiteboard apps, the cloud, network security. So it's exciting.
Very cool.
I think you see this year in comparison to last year. Last year was we didn't have any of these classes, and this is really Victoria's idea, and she really brought it all together. And with the classes that we have this year, I think we're going to get a lot more attendance from the entire area. That's what we're trying to get, as much industry and government and military together, talking out ideas.
And you were mentioning like some of the very distinguished job titles that some of the presenters have, and in the military, as in the technology sector, the longer your job title, the better you are at your job, and the more impressive.
Some long ones, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, Victoria, let's talk about like how because you were so instrumental in putting this agenda together. How difficult was it to say that these are some skills that are really in demand right now on a state side and a global level, and here's what's happening on Guam right now, and how do you kind of like merge those?
Well, I'm actually in contact with a lot of the vendors. So we have Cisco, Brocade, Symantec. Dell tried to as well to come in. We have High Tech Rep, and a slew of other vendors too that wanted to contribute, and so they've gone to all these shows internationally. They've gone to the mobile conferences. They know what solutions are given to most of these vendors or telecom companies, stateside too as well as international. So they can actually give us insight as to what's happening. And if you had any problems, we're there to actually give you some solutions too. So it's kind of like a nice bridge between the vendors and IT, as well as industry and the government too, to kind of help come up with faster, better ways to get things done.
All right. Well, I know I speak for all of Guam's nerds when we say we can't wait to go get involved, get educated, because that is the most important thing. So before we go to commercial break, how many people have you signed up right now, and are there any more slots, and how can we get registered?
There are lots of slots still available. It's first come, first served basis, at least for the training sessions. We're expecting at least 50 individuals to be in each class, which is a lot of room. However, it's throughout the days, so we have our schedules on our website, fcia-marianas.org, and you can actually sign on there too as well and view the schedule too.
All right. Well, thank you so much, both. It's a
Thank
two-part
you.
interview, and remember last time we were talking with the good commander and a colleague of his about the science fair grants. Well, when we return, we're going to talk some more about science and STEM grants when we return, so stick with us.